There's an old saying that the price of freedom is eternal vigilance, and there is some considerable truth to the axiom. In that sense, if you want to defend your freedom of speech, you've got to be perpetually aware to things that might erode it. Second thing that you need to be aware of is asymmetric strategies when individuals have to deal with large corporations, governments, monopolies, this sort of thing. And that can be eloquently summarised as, if you don't stand together, you'll get hung separately. In this fashion, I want to bring your attention to some of YouTube's recent actions. A while ago I instigated a protest against YouTube called YouTube versus the Users. And I find that exceptionally disturbing. Firstly, and it's almost a direct Orwellian rewrite of history. That's pretty distasteful stuff. Secondly, it shows an intent on the part of YouTube that they are willing to manipulate the system to their benefit. Now, many of you will say, well, where's the problem? They're a company, they can do whatever the hell they want. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. No. Influence without accountability is the root of corruption. And you don't have to think long or hard to realize that YouTube essentially has a monopoly on the viral video market, to the point where it would almost be unthinkable that a presidential candidate or a president would start up a video account anywhere else. And let me paint the scenario that whichever presidential candidate says that will give YouTube the most latitude for freedom is the one that YouTube algorithmically promotes or demotes the other guy. You can see that influence without accountability is the root of corruption, and YouTube has demonstrated that it is willing to manipulate the system to its own advantage. So that's, I see, as a fairly disturbing development. The second is the beta channels. Now, is any of that really a problem? YouTube's a corporation, it can do whatever it wants, right? Well, yes, it can. However, it does so at the cost of its corporate image. And they put a lot of money into things like corporate image. People like Google, with their motto, "Don't be evil." Just like Fox News is fair and balanced. Slogan doesn't mean everything. But it's very difficult to reconcile a motto like "Don't be evil" and this sort of action. I would say this is almost an abuse of monopoly, in that people say YouTube's losing lots of money at the moment. They're losing money hand over fist. No, not really. This is part of a plan to make money tomorrow, in that YouTube can take the loss from Google's funds to improve the system, maintain the servers, etc. Meanwhile, if someone is actually starting up a corporation that is going to compete with YouTube, and they want to produce the same service but make a profit today, they can't really effectively compete with someone like YouTube, who is doing the same thing but taking a loss. And what YouTube has essentially now done is built up a monopoly on the viral market. So it's now almost unthinkable that if a presidential candidate was going to start up a video channel, they would do it anywhere else other than YouTube. And this brings us all back to influence without accountability. So, the main reason I'm doing this is to let people like Google and YouTube know that there are vigilant eyes watching them who recognise the virtues of free speech in our society and what you have to do to defend it. And in this sense, I hope this video rapidly propagates beyond the control of certainly YouTube, in that previously they initially deleted a video like this. They reinstated that video, but they've now sort of removed that portion of history from their search engines. So in many senses, having this propagate beyond YouTube's control is important. And secondly, this is like what we as users can do to generate influence in YouTube. It forces them to make it a fairer and more open forum in order to maintain their corporate image. The second thing is this will hopefully gain the attention of some politicians who will realise that
te conduce a nueva empresa donde esperan la firmeza de tu brazo libertario.
Aquí se queda la clara la entrañable transparencia de tu querida presencia, comandante Che Guevara.
Seguiremos adelante, como junto a ti seguimos, y con Fidel te decimos, hasta siempre, comandante.
Aquí se queda la clara la entrañable transparencia de tu querida presencia, comandante Che Guevara.
Having marshals like Google in charge of virtually the entire information on cyberspace is a dangerous precedent. And you're left with the problem of who watches the watchman. There needs to be some accountability there.